Sunset and Burning Leaves by Reverend Shusei. Chapter 2. Everywhere, much importance is attached to a disciple's projected situation following the death of the physical body. Among the many evils that can arise from too much baseless thinking on this subject are doubt, fear, anxiety, wrong effort, and the inability to recognize one's essential nature, thus making it impossible to realize liberation from the ego concept. Yet, even today, 2,500 years after the Buddha's parinirvana, one need only consider this question in the infinite light of Amida Nyorai to come to the eventual realization of the answer in one's heart of mind. It is detrimental to the way to give long consideration to one's personal death, because to do so is to deny the essential oneness of all life. In the phenomenon of life, there exist momentary, seemingly separate entities, which would appear to be individual embodiments of the Buddha mind. All things are, however, the reflection of all other things. All are completely interdependent, and this totality is the universal Buddha mind. With the destruction of the physical body, which is a reflex of the Buddha mind, the reflex ceases. However, there are always new reflexes coming into being. A person is, while incarnate, one with the whole. When the incarnation ceases, the vessel is no more, but the totality remains, eternally, undisturbed, undiminished, and complete. In the newness of life, every newborn manifestation is one with the totality, which is Amida Buddha. There is no separation, no individuation, no single stream of consciousness or karma, because all is the mind of Buddha. To think otherwise is a great mistake. Life is Buddha, manifest and dynamic. Death is Buddha, potential and passive. Yet in the oneness of life and newness of life, ultimately nothing can be said to have died. The enlightened person has no fear of death, because he has already died unto himself. He lives as one who has known death, and yet will never die. Such a person of realization is dead to his ego-constructed self, which gave rise to the fear and wrong thinking, but he is eternally alive in communion with his true nature, which is Buddha nature. Chapter 3. How do you arrive at realization of the Buddha mind? The way begins with a strong wish born of faith. You must, in the beginning, have faith that there is, quote, another world, a world apart from the one of sorrow and frustration that you have always known. Out of this faith will grow the wish for contact with that other world, and this wish must be made even stronger until it overshadows all other aims and endeavors. In this way, a single pointedness of mind is established in which can develop the thought of enlightenment. Finding yourself thus moved, you should ideally try to find a teacher with whom a good rapport can be established, and in whom can be detected the light which you yourself are seeking. When a good relationship has been established between the teacher and yourself, you should request that the teacher confirm you as a disciple of the Buddha. You should then work to follow the guidelines outlined below. 1. Read and study diligently all the books that the teacher assigns. 2. Meditate as often as possible in accordance with the teacher's instructions. 3. Be unceasing in your self-examination and highly critical of all motives, thoughts, and actions. 4. Be ever watchful of your thoughts, contemplating their intrinsic emptiness and fleeting nature. 5. Make every effort not to allow thoughts of ill will, envy, craving, or anger to dwell in your mind. 6. Always seek to instill in your mind thoughts of goodness, charity, humility, love, and peace. 7. Seek to be aware of the no-thought that underlies thought, the void from whence thought materializes. 8. Seek to be ever more aware of your mind as the mind of Buddha. 9. Seek to realize that you are totally Oyasama, the cosmic father-mother. 10. Commune often with nature, going out from your home into the stillness of the countryside or park. There to sit down quietly and contemplate the way of great nature. 11. Seek to realize that you are one with the way. You are not outside observing the tableau. You are altogether one with the total picture. 12. If you are a follower of a Pure Land school, make the recitation of the Nembutsu a part of all your meditations, and repeat it many times during the course of your day. 13. Seek to realize that you are one with Amida Buddha, and that your recitation of the sacred name is Amida consciousness, delighting in itself. 14. Make your devotions before Amida's shrine with candles and incense, and by the recitation of the Nembutsu or other mantras, thus communing with the universal Buddha mind before an image of Amida, Shakya, or one of the other Buddhas. And 15. As often as possible through the course of the day, sit quietly, and, emptying your mind of thoughts, commune with the silent voice of your Buddha nature. Through this path of triple action, study, meditation, and devotions, you can come to realize your Buddha nature. Study, which is the reading and understanding of the sutras or scriptures, shastras or commentaries, and the works of the Patriarchs, is the mind of Buddha. Meditation, which is communion with the universal mind, is the heart of Buddha. Devotion, that is, puja or offerings and selfless charity toward all things, is the body of Buddha. When all activity and non-activity are seen to merge as the eternal Buddha mind, the enlightenment arises in the disciple's heart of mind, like the sun at the breaking of a new day.